So look, I still stand by my Fallout series was absolute trash, but I'll say it's doing one thing very well. It's getting the journos to talk about it, and what I presume is going to happen in the second season, there's going to be a lot of more of the woke coming to the forefront, because as we all know, the journos and the writers all talk to and collude with each other because you can always find the exact same article with the exact same talking points with the exact same stuff coming out of the writers' mouths. But let's get into it because I'm going to cover a couple different things in this video. So here's the first one from Games Radar. Fallout's surge in popularity has reminded everyone of New Vegas's most overpowered mechanic, bisexuality. Yeah, that's not a thing in the game. I mean, loosely a thing, but no, it's not the same thing. The Fallout TV show is doing absolute wonders for the popularity of the post-apocalyptic RPG with a significant uptick in player counts of the games. Yes, and I feel bad for everybody who's going to play New Vegas and Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 and God forbid the poor souls that are going to play Fallout 76. Those poor souls. This has also led to new players and old This has also led to players new and old discovering and reminiscing about Fallout New Vegas's greatest and most overpowered mechanics, which makes bisexual people canonically stronger than anyone else. Well, no, that's not how that works. That's And see, this is what I'm talking about. But everybody's saying, no, this is canon. No, it's not. And even if it was, it doesn't matter now because the series retconned all that. It changed the entire lore. You know how no longer have the spaceships that they were working on to get off the planet. Now it was always going to be the vaults, and they were always going to nuke everybody else, so Vault-Tec could have market shares of a market that no longer exists. And they were going to do it by keeping managers in cryostasis so that managers ruled the world. Yeah, it's the most idiotic, weird, terrible writing I've seen. Like, the plot doesn't make sense. Like, so okay, I'm not doing this on a lore video. I'm doing this on new topics here. So let's keep going. But what are they talking about with the perks here? If you were a female, you got the Black Widow perk. 10% damage to the opposite sex and unique dialogue options with certain characters. Yes, you would get 10% bonus damage against men and special dialogue options. And the other opposite of that was Lady Killer, where if you were a male, you would do 10% damage to women and get unique dialogue options. Or here's how about this one. Charez La Femme for female player characters. 10% damage to the same sex and unique dialogue options. Confirmed Bachelor, male. 10% damage to the same sex. This is what they're saying was the OP bisexuality of Fallout New Vegas. It doesn't even make sense as soon as you ask a single question about it. I mean, you can look through the rest of these. 20% damage with explosives. That's actually more damage than those, well, technically 4 perks, but the 2 perks because it was the same perk, just dependent on your sex there. Or we can go through even more. Just all these. 15% damage on unarmed. Oh, thank God that wasn't thank God that wasn't something I'd get banned on YouTube for. I gotta be careful when I'm hovering over these wiki pages. But this is it. You can go through. Explosives have 25% larger effect, 25% more likely to hit damage, and they're saying that 10% one was the most OP stat. But I will say this TV series did something fantastic. It's got more players playing the game, which I'm kind of curious to how they're going to be like, wait, this game came out before, and this is the lore, but in the TV show, they said that never actually happened, but I'm doing it right now. But I thought Mr. House was a staunch capitalist who only cared about making money, but now he's talking about in New Vegas how he ran simulations and determined that bombs were going to fall, so he built a defense grid to try and save this, and now he runs the Vegas Strip as a libertarian. What? I don't know. I guess I'm hoping that the normies can put 1 and 2 together, but I'm not sure about that. But I will give my hats off to Dexerto on this one. New Fallout fans are playing the wrong games. What do they mean by that? What do they mean by that? Fallout 4 isn't a worthy successor to Fallout 3 or New Vegas. Yes, yes, it's nothing but like a map pack extension of those. Sure, it has a little bit nicer graphics, a little bit, but it still lacks a lot of things that those two games had. And Fallout 3 isn't even my favorite. Fallout New Vegas is by far my favorite game. It has some of the best writing, the best scripting, it has some of the best DLC, and it feels like a full game. Sure, there's, a couple factions you can play with Fallout 4. Sure, it looks pretty, but it doesn't feel like the original Fallout games. What do they say about Fallout 76? It's its own thing. Fallout 76 is a shit show. Absolute top to bottom shit show. And I'd complain about the release, but all I need to say is it's a Bethesda release. But it's an empty game. It really is just an empty game. It's like, hey, you can team up with other people now. It's like, okay, so what are the factions? What do we do? It's like, special events. Team up with other players. Okay, but what's the story behind this? Vault players online. Like, okay, thanks. You've told me nothing about this. And let's not forget that it was originally empty. Empty when it released. No players whatsoever. You wandered around alone, waiting for someone to steal something off of you because, well, they fucked up those mechanics. Yeah, Fallout 6 was terrible. Fallout 3 and New Vegas are the best Fallout experiences. Okay, this is kind of a nuanced one because 1 and 2 were more point and click. It was a little bit different of a game. I think when it came to Fallout 3 and New Vegas, it really moved the entire franchise forward to something that people could actually wanted to play, giving you the first or the third person views, being able to walk around and do stuff. It felt more interactive than a point and click, but the stories for 1 and 2 are absolutely fantastic. And if it wasn't modern day, I'd say I'd actually like to see those be remade as modern Fallout games. But I don't trust any of these companies to do that. They would absolutely 100% ruin that. Because I think a graphical update would be fantastic. An engine update would be fantastic. But I don't trust them to do that. But here they go. The world of Fallout 3 also has a much better atmosphere, helped by the roughness of its graphics. Fallout 4 has nicer visuals, but lost something in the update process. I completely agree with that. The world of Fallout 3 is one of darkness, tinged with a ray of hope that things can be turned around. Its roughness makes it feel more like a post-apocalyptic world, while Fallout 4's world makes it feel like a video game, as improving the visuals took away from the grit and turned it into plastic. Yes, this nails it. This nails exactly what I was trying to say. Or what I have been saying, I should say. While New Vegas is a notoriously glitchy game even now, it has hands down the best factions and setting in the series. Obsidian Entertainment did an incredible job enticing you to explore the remains of Las Vegas and making you invest in deciding its fate. Even just talking about it now makes me want to reinstall it and join Caesar's Legion. You might be a little bit of an edgelord, but yes, Caesar's Legion. Okay, before the weirdo in the comments, it was Kaiser's Legion. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care about post-apocalyptic pronunciation. But I mean, going back to that first article here, they're trying to make everything has to be woke. They have to include everything. Everything has to be sexual. And like I said in my review, I hate the series. I don't think it's good writing. Everything is undertone and underlies nothing but woke narratives. And everybody's like, the commies didn't win. Yes, they did. The woman who said this, commies is just a dirty word for people who aren't crazy, wins at the end of the first season. She died. What do you mean she won? They stole infinite energy and provided it to everybody. And the Brotherhood of Steel was just like, well, it's there now. We can't do anything about it. You can't steal it. Can't take it back. Can't prevent people from exploiting unlimited energy. And like I said in the Brotherhood of Steel, they believe humanity with technology will kill itself again. I don't think they're wrong. Okay, getting back away from the lore. The entire thing is undertoned with wokeness, and has gratuitous sex scenes for no reason, talks about how incest is good as long as you don't have, you don't do it with the intent of making a kid. The entire thing is weird. Absolutely weird. So yes, I actually stand by Dexerto here by saying Fallout 3 New Vegas, they're probably the best place to start for Fallout. Then it would piss Bethesda off. But again, people are going back to Fallout 4 because it probably looks prettier and they have no idea what they're doing. But guys, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section on this one. While you're there, make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this one out. And until the next one, guys, be easy like sleazy.